Evening Troopers. I'm fat, and yes, I know the impact that will have on my lifespan and my friends and family. Tonight's video is my new series, which is What's on My Shelf? And this shelf is my Ghostbusters shrine. I do love Ghostbusters. I've always loved Ghostbusters. I love the film. Weirdly though, I don't like Ghostbusters 2. But the original Ghostbusters film is a joy. And you know what? This is an unpopular geek opinion, but there are big chunks of the 2016 Ghostbusters that I kind of liked. And I think they just took the wrong tack on certain points. It was bad directing. And I've often thought Kevin Smith could, and I'm not always the biggest fan of Kevin Smith, but I'll tell you what, he could take the same cast and 30 million, and even with how toxic the brand of Ghostbusters is now, I think he could make a film that makes money. I genuinely do. Because I think people want to see a good Ghostbusters film. What they don't want to see is parts of what we got. Anyway, that's my soapbox. I think there was bits of Ghostbusters 2016 that were amazing. There's bits of Ghostbusters 2 that are alright, but Ghostbusters 1 is just tight as a drum, fantastic. And I love it. I love the cartoon as well, the real Ghostbusters. And if anything, it's the real Ghostbusters that got me hooked on the brand. So, what we're talking about tonight is my Ghostbusters shelf, as I've said. I've got quite a lot of these glass shelves, and they are just IKEA right angle brackets. IKEA again, I know, I'm not sponsored by them. And then they're on a glass shelf that is, it's kind of hard to explain, but I used to work in this building that was like really old 60s, maybe even before that, and it had these louvered window panels that were like that, and they'd open to let air through. So it's like toughened glass, and it's specifically, they're about sort of 2 foot long by about 8 inches wide, exactly shelf size really. And that building was demolished. So there was a corner in the maintenance room, there was just a corner of these like glass sheets that were no good to anyone. So I had them for shelving. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I've got about 7 or 8 of them. And they make brilliant shelves. And that's what we're looking at now. So the main makeup of this shelf is these little die-cast Ghostbuster figures. I think they're called Heavy Metal. And this is Venkman being slimed. There's 2 different Venkmans, with slime, without slime. I got the with slime because I got Slimer with it as a twofer. I didn't get the without slime because I don't like having 2 of something even though they're different. Autism's a horrible mistress, man, I'm telling you. I'm not teasing people with learning difficulties. I'm not teasing people with autism. That was a joke. Okay? Anyway, right. What I like is just things to be in the right order and just set out nicely. So, yeah, you got Venkman. I don't like his expression though. He looks a bit, I don't know, he looks terrified. Like he's been playing Resident Evil. Checked my video the other night. But he's got his proton pack that's oversized, which I really like. Really like the fact the proton pack's a bit oversized there. He's got his elbow pads. Unusually for Ghostbusters, he's got his trousers bloused into his boots. Now, normally on all my other Ghostbusters merchandise, Venkman has his trousers outside his boots. But that's by the by. My favourite's Ray. I'm a fat guy, of course I love Ray. And Ray's a great figure. He looks ready for action. He's got his headset in, which he wears for about a minute in the film, but every single bit of merchandising for Ray wears the same goggles. Pardon me. Oh dear, that's my Sunday dinner. He's got his name on it. It's lovely. These are lovely little figures. And then I've got the whole gang. And then I've also got this glow-in-the-dark. This is a builder figure. Because I bought the Ghostbusters. They're about that tall. And they're really nice detail. I've got all 4 of them. They're in a different area. And they come with a builder figure. And I got all 4 of them. And I also got all the... takedown on Ray. He fell off. He's not broke. He's metal. Don't worry. I got all the girl Ghostbusters ones, but I never opened them out of the box, and I sold them on, which is a shame because they looked all right, and I quite like the 2016 Ghostbusters costume with the orange stripes and that. There's a lot of that film, like I've said, that I quite liked, and some I didn't. And then capping it all off, there's obviously the the metal Slimer. It is what it is, isn't it? It's not going to change the world, but it's a fun little thing. And he's, I can't remember what noise Slimer made. I think it was like, he's always eating. He's always eating, which I can relate to. And he often had a hot dog hanging outside of his mouth, which is very much like me as well. And then topping it all off is this canvas. It's printed canvas with the Ghostbusters No Ghost logo with Ghostbusters underneath. It's a wooden frame on canvas. I got that from B&Q about January time for about a tenner, 15 quid. And there was a Back to the Future one as well, which I bought, but I could only really afford one at the time. So I bought the Ghostbusters one because Ghostbusters is awesome. And it's like A1 size, printed on canvas, very high resolution. I can't show it you now because stuff will fall over and I don't want that. So that's what's on my Ghostbusters shelf. We've got 4 Ghostbusters, one of them probably broken. No, he's not broken. He's metal, he's fine. And then we've got a Slimer and a glow-in-the-dark no ghost logo. A glow-in-the-dark no ghost logo. And if you look, it's just above it as well. That's called brand awareness, man. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual on Sunday night, it's a quickie, just showing you what's on a particular shelf in the man cave. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you've got anything to say about what I've told you, nothing hateful. Be inclusive and be cheerful and be happy. Please, in the comments below. Please leave a comment. Please leave a like. Share if you enjoyed the video. And I'll be back tomorrow night with a Monday night quickie where I just talk about one particular thing that I own and I really like. And I think you'll like it too. Thanks a lot.